Hey everybody, Jazook here, and today I have a really exciting house to show you. My first ever modern house. I've never tried building one of these before, and I decided now would be a great time to just kind of go for it. Um, so overall, I think it turned out pretty well. Um, but yeah, now let's get into showing all of you how to make it. Alrighty, now to make this house, we're going to build it in sections. So first, we're going to start off with this pillar right here. So we're going to come over here, and with our white concrete, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to leave a 5-block gap, put down another 3. Then on all of these corners, we're going to add 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to add 11 onto what we already put down, bringing each of these pillars up to 12. And we're just going to do this on these outside corners because we're going to leave the middle open to add a little bit of depth. And then also, after bringing these up, we're going to bring them across like this, giving us this shape. So just bring this one up and across. Alright, now we're going to switch over to our cyan concrete. We're going to go 1 back from here. And we're just going to bring this up also 1 below. So just kind of go through, bringing it up, and then the next one, and the next one. And then this will give us some depth in the house and also a splash of color, since most of the house is just white. But that is now the first pillar all done. Now that we got the first pillar done, we can begin working on the second pillar. So we're going to come in, and we're going to leave a 5-block gap, and then the base of this one is going to be the same as the other. So another 5-block gap here, and here. And this one is only going to come up to 10. So this one will be just a couple shorter than the first one. So, but yeah, just like the last one, bring up all these corners up to the appropriate height. Bring them over and back down. So this will be more decorational for the house, and don't you just hate it when you're building and you just want to make a really pretty house, but then it starts raining in your parade. Sigh rain. Anyways, so yeah, get that in, get these, and then come through and get all of the cyan in. And then you'll have the 2 pillars done, and then we can begin working on the actual livable spaces. Since these are only 1 block wide, there's actually there's not any livable space inside of them. But now that we got that done, we can begin working on the next module of the house. Now to get started on this first module, we're actually going to come around to the back. We're going to go 1 block back from the white pillar, and we're just going to put down a line of gray concrete. Then we're going to switch to our white concrete, go up a block, and bring this across. Then we're going to leave a 3-block gap and bring another line of white concrete across. Then we're going to come in and we're going to bring these lines all the way around. So just come around the floor like this, and then we'll come up here And do the same with our ceiling roof area. Then, once we have these in place, we can actually drop down and fill in our floor with this white concrete. Alright, once we have that in place, we're going to come out around here. We're going to put white concrete right here, and we're going to bring it up just out and down a block from here, just creating a bit of a frame. Once you have the frame in place, we can grab our quartz stairs and just place them like so, giving us our entrance into here. Now, for our ceiling, we're going to use the quartz slabs right up here on the top half of the block. And then once we have this in place, we just need to fill out our walls. So here, we don't want any of this showing. Same with over here. And then for this back, we're just going to fill it in with white stained glass for a window. Very large floor-to-ceiling windows like this are very common with modern houses. And then we do have an upper portion, so we're going to break out a couple of these slabs. And we're just going to put in some quartz stairs for us to get up here. Gotta take a little more. That gets us up to this level. And then for this upper level decoration, we're just going to put gray stained glass along here and here. And then on top of it, we're going to put a row of stone slabs. And with that, the middle portion is done. Alright, now we can begin working on the last section of the house. So we're going to come over here. We're going to place down one concrete diagonal from this pillar. Then we're going to leave a 7-block gap. Then we're going to leave another 7-block gap. And then another 7-block gap, giving us a nice square. We're going to raise it up one, bring it across to each other. And then once we have all these in place, we can raise it up. So now we're going to raise all of these up another 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 5, giving us a height just a little bit shorter than this. And then just like the bottom, this is something that we're going to bring across and up, giving us a nice big box shape. Like so. And then once we have all this in, we'll start working on some of the other details. So first off, we're going to come down here, and much like we did over here, we're going to go 1 block back, and with our gray concrete, just going to give this little bit of depth right here on the house. Just add a nice little feature to it. And then we can pop inside, and we can fill in our floor with more white concrete. So, as you can see, that is pretty much what almost the entire house is made of. But with modern houses, that's just kind of how they are. So I'm just going to finish getting this in. And there we go. So Now we need to put in a ceiling, and I should also mention that this needs to come across as well, right here. Right, and then we can switch over to our quartz slabs, fill in our ceiling on the top half of the block again. Very slow process to do this. And then once we get all that in, all we have to do is put in our windows and do a little bit of detail work. So now this is a pretty good looking house, although with the large amounts of concrete and quartz especially, this would definitely be a very hard house to make right away. So this is probably more of a second house sort of thing, just because it does require some resources that are a little bit harder to get in large quantities, but it is definitely doable. So we're almost done with our windows, and then once we're done with these, we need to connect the rooms up. So we're actually going to punch a hole through here, and we're going to decorate this a little bit to look good. So we're going to cover this with more white concrete, and then we're going to actually expand this a little bit so it looks better. So we're actually going to bring this all out like so. And we're going to put in right here, white concrete. So this gives us a nice little doorway to get back and forth between our rooms without seeing any of the cyan concrete. Now that we have the basic structure of the house all done, we can move on to some more minor details. These last few details, we're going to start off with our interior. We're just going to get a little bit of lighting in here. So we're going to do a sea lantern in the ceiling in each of these corners. And then in this room, we're going to put one right here in the center. Then we also need to make our door. So we're going to put glass panes here, and then we're going to put glass panes here, giving us a kind of fancy looking open door. If you're actually using this in survival, you could totally just put some blocks here and add an actual door to keep monsters out. And then we're going to come over to this side, because this is a little bit boring, and we're just going to go 1, 2, 3. Bring a line across here. I'm going to do one right here. And then we're going to bring a line down the middle. This is what I decided to do to decorate this side, but you could totally do something completely different to decorate that side. And then we're actually going to pop over to the first house to look at some interior stuff. So, nothing too crazy. I went for more aesthetic looking interior rather than a functional interior. But yeah, overall, I think it's a pretty good modern house. If you enjoyed the modern house, please let me know. If you have any tips for making a better modern house, because I'm always looking to improve my skills, that would also be great. And then just leave any thoughts or ideas you have down in the comments below. And with that, I think I'll look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. See ya!